True to its name, only Oracle seemed to see this coming.
Oracle is having its biggest jump since 1992.
What a blowout quarter for the software company.
Maybe the stock of the year.
And then, just days later,
TikTok's US operations are set to be acquired by a consortium including Oracle.
Oracle shares spike after it's named as part of the consortium.
What was going on? This was an old-school enterprise tech firm, tickling investors in places only a flashy startup normally reaches.
Because Oracle basically said that they have almost $500 billion of contracts to be earned in the next few years. And that was a shocker.
Everyone was modeling maybe, $150 billion.
It blew away analyst expectations.
Now, Oracle's deeply connected to one of the hottest social media properties on the planet, and behind one of the most ambitious infrastructure projects on the planet.
Oracle had been written off as a kind of IBM-like company. This is an incredible comeback story.
Clearly, we had an amazing start to the year.
This is Safra Catz.
Safra Catz is the CEO, and she's considered by Wall Street to be one of just the sharpest financial minds out there, right? I mean, investors love her.
Never more so than on September 9th, when she stunned Wall Street with Oracle's quarterly earnings.
They showed a spike in bookings at a scale which nobody had ever really seen before.
At the end of its fiscal first quarter, Oracle's $455 billion forecast was a four-fold increase over the same period a year earlier.
Infrastructure revenue alone will grow 77% to $18 billion this fiscal year.
So yeah, it was a good day to be Oracle co-founder Larry Ellison, whose net worth soared by $89 billion as a result, almost enough to buy Starbucks, or 4 Lululemons, or half a Qualcomm.
That was the biggest one-day gain ever recorded on the Bloomberg Billionaires Index.
He must have been very pleased. Online commentators were saying, okay, it's never too old to grow, right? He is 81 years old, and briefly, he is the world's richest man.
He started 2025 in fourth place. It was only in July that he passed Mark Zuckerberg to move into second place, even though him and Elon Musk are vying for first place. Ellison is also a major investor in Musk's company.
I'm very close friends with Elon Musk, and I'm a big investor in Tesla.
Musk quickly regains the title, but that this happened at all was a sign the world had wildly underestimated old-timer Oracle. Several things converged to give Oracle the leg up of a lifetime, and we're going to explain what they are. But first, it's worth a quick recap of Oracle's origin story and what it is the company actually makes. Larry Ellison founded Oracle in 1977, just a year after the emergence of Apple and 2 years after Microsoft.
In fact, he started working in a government job at the CIA, and that's how he got the idea for Oracle.
It was a crowded decade on Silicon Valley's maternity ward, with engineers in bell-bottom jeans delivering startup after startup to the sound of prog rock. Although it's possible Ellison wasn't listening to anything quite as fun.
He wanted to help businesses organize their private data more efficiently.
Oracle really pioneered the modern database.
In the early computer age, just heaps of information were being created. There needed to be a mechanism to keep track of all that. Oracle's database was one of the great cash cow businesses of all time.
And by 2025, Oracle's customers included some of the world's best-known companies, from AT&T to Walmart, Accenture, and Volkswagen. Their vast databases years, if not decades, in the making. Think of them like the biggest, most sensitive and important folders of spreadsheets ever known to humankind. They're traditionally stored in what are called on-premises environments, basically on servers in the offices or facilities of the companies who own them. This helps ensure privacy and compliance.
A lot of these big companies started using Oracle databases back in the 70s or 80s and have never stopped.
All right, back to the present day. What did investors think Oracle's plan is?
One is to sell inference AI models to existing clients. The other one is to basically sell cloud computing capabilities or data centers.
The traditional leaders here, Amazon, Microsoft, Google, they're strained for capacity. And so Oracle figured, God, we got all this cash flow. We're printing billions off of our other businesses. We're able to use that to underwrite our growth into the cloud infrastructure.
But the plan surpassed external expectations. Here's how much Wall Street thought Oracle's infrastructure as a service business would generate over the next few years. But this is what Oracle says it now expects.
Some of these buyers, like OpenAI, have committed to almost $300 billion in compute that they want Oracle to provide them over the course of multiple years.
It's deals like that that have really prompted this investor enthusiasm around Oracle. A lot of investors and analysts are assuming that if it can do deals like that, there will be more coming down the line.
In August, NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang said he expected as much as $4 trillion to be spent on AI infrastructure by the end of the decade. Which brings us to Project Stargate.
A lot of folks started paying attention to Oracle this year when they appeared at the White House next to Sam Altman, next to the president, announcing this Project Stargate, this kind of ambitious goal to invest hundreds of billions of dollars in AI infrastructure.
I think this will be the most important project of this era.
Project Stargate is a multi-year investment.
It's a partnership between Oracle, OpenAI, and SoftBank, and the goal is to build data centers for AI across the US.
OpenAI and Oracle have agreed to a cloud contract, which is probably the single largest contract in history, to build out these massive data centers across the US.
Ground has already been broken here in Abilene, Texas. But it's just the first, and its capacity is off the scale.
Oracle and OpenAI have agreed to about 4.5 gigawatts of computing power. That's about 2 Hoover dams. That's about 4 nuclear reactors, right? I mean, this is a sum of electricity that has never really been considered for data centers.
And so we come to another reason investors are taking a fresh look at Oracle.
Thank you, Mr. President.
He seems to have developed a pretty close relationship with the president.
Having that close proximity to the president, it's a big positive.
Particularly when it comes to deals and issues of national security.
We have to backtrack till 2020 when President Trump was trying to ban TikTok, worrying about it being a national security risk. And TikTok went to Oracle and said, hey, we need to expand our infrastructure.
Oracle right now pretty much runs the whole of TikTok US assets. And they've been doing that over the past 2+ years.
And when it comes to divesting from the Chinese parent company, when it comes to getting your data in a format that's going to appease lawmakers, Oracle has had a big part of this.
And it's what led to this.
Bloomberg understands that Oracle and Silver Lake are among the companies that will acquire TikTok's US operations.
US operations would be controlled by a group that you've come to know pretty well in Silicon Valley.
I feel like we'll be in the retirement home one day analyzing this.
Well, if we are, at least it'll now be grounded in a better understanding of the reason for excitement around Oracle's blow-up numbers. But let's be real, investments and commitments of these scales, the risks are huge.
Among all the hyperscaler providers, Oracle is the most leveraged and is bleeding the most cash.
Oracle, one of the world's great cash cow businesses, has gone negative free cash flow on this build out. CEO Safra Catz said that CapEx was going to be $9 billion higher than expected, and investors were excited. And the reason for that is that the sooner they put the CapEx in, the sooner they get these data centers up and running, the sooner they can recognize revenue from all these customers.
When you look at the $300 billion contract with OpenAI, there are 2 questions. Question number 1 is whether Oracle has the money to put all the capital expenditure in to buy all the NVIDIA chips and lease out the data centers so that it can service OpenAI. On the other hand, does OpenAI have the $300 billion to shell out?
OpenAI has committed to giving Oracle more money than it has in revenue today. It's assuming that the current growth rates continue. And so if anything goes wrong there, this is a serious risk for Oracle.